China announces plans to take an active and constructive role in mediating a ceasefire between Iran and Israel, marking a significant diplomatic turn by Beijing amid escalating Middle East tensions. President Xi Jinping urged all parties to de-escalate the conflict as soon as possible, and the Foreign Minister Wang Yi criticized Israeli airstrikes as an unacceptable breach of international law. While engaging with both Israeli and Iranian officials, Beijing's growing involvement reflects its deep economical ties with both nations, concerned over energy security in the Straits of Hormuz, and strategic ambitions to influence peace initiatives beyond traditional Western sphere. So Russia too, were relating to Iran because they have strategical interests, man, and they don't want to jeopardize relating to those ties. You know what I mean? Just like China, and both China have interests with Iran and Israel. You know what I mean? And so they don't want that to be jeopardized by war. Relating to Iran and Russia, their interests relating to technology, arms, supplies, different things. So they don't want to jeopardize that relating to this continuing escalation. But relating to, from a spiritual aspect, nothing's really going to interfere with what's inevitable and what's going to happen, because it's going to happen either way. Because Scripture talks about the Lord controls the heart of the king. He controls the heart of the king and turn it whatsoever like the river. 28:1 of Proverbs. So he controls the heart of the mind of the king. That's the one in power, and turn it whatsoever like the river. So he controls the flow and courses relating to the mindset of that leader, man. So he's putting in their spirit to do certain things according to what he wants them to do, man. Now, relating to that, so China and Russia both are going to try to mediate with Iran and Israel. Because I've seen a report talking about Russia wants to mediate with both nations, man, relating to finding a more diplomatical peace resolution, man. And but you know, just like one of the men in the truth says, Benjamin Netanyahu is he's set in stone what he wants to do relating to continuation. Meaning, man, he's out for blood, man. You know, he tastes the blood. He's like a shark, man. He tastes that blood now. He's on the attack. So the point is, man, he's not going to stop. Plus, he has to continue. He already started. He has to finish what he has to continue, man. You know what I mean? Regardless of who it affects. So let me get some more reports, man. That was Times Now World video report. You have continuation relating to Tel Aviv, blazing chaos in Tel Aviv, huge blast, damage after Iranian chilling attacks. See? So continue on, bombardment of missiles, man. You've seen the hypersonic missiles as well over Israeli areas, man, penetrating Israeli areas. So you see extensive damage relating to buildings, people's lives, etc. Man. There's times in India. You have report here: Trump or Iran, not looking for a fight, but ready to act if necessary. So you see what spirit, they're coming in, man. Joel talks about prepare the troops to fight, man. Prepare your soldiers to fight. So they're gonna fight. And Joel 2, talk about 20, the troops coming up in the area. I'll get the scriptures, but they're coming up in the area to fight, man. So let me see. Tennessee lawmakers speak following Supreme Court decision, gender affirming care ban. What you need to know about U.S. bunker buster, BOMB, and how it could be used against Iran. This talks about this, man. The report says U.S. is pretty much in war already. When somebody said relating to Israeli news live, talking about the U.S. Is pretty much in war. They're in it. They're involved in it. Iran-Israel conflict, latest response. You have Iran-Israel exchange strikes on day 6, ongoing conflict. President Trump's considering military strike. So he's considering. Most likely he's going to intervene for long term. Like I said, Israel's going to need help on long term because Iran will defeat them. They have more, capability as far as militarily on them versus Israel. Iran has more military capabilities, missiles and supplies and different things than, on a longer term as far as, so Israel's going to need backing and help and assistance relating to continuation if they want to continue doing what they're doing. German calls on Iran and Israel to refrain from steps that could lead to further escalation. That means a broader escalation, man. And that's what they don't want. So many of these other nations and the NATO nations are divided relating to this Israel-Iranian situation. But some, for the most part, are for, for a more diplomatic solution to de-escalate a more broader regional escalation, man. They don't want it to spread more than what it already is. So that's what that goes to. You have just giving various news. You had a report that Donald Trump was shaming Emmanuel Macron a few days ago. Macron says U.S. plays a key role in de-escalating Israel and Iran conflict. So they have a lot of influence in the matter of speaking. Richmond voter rejects former mayor Levar Stoney lieutenant governor primary. Just, various news. Congress grapples with the dramatic increase in threats in the wake of the Minnesota shooting. So we had reports talking about this a few days ago, how the dome was breached, And that was breached by relating to the hypersonic missile. Scripture talks about, let me see. Iran's first attack on Israel after Ayatollah Ali Khamenei responds to Trump new gen missile fires. IDF reacts. So back and forth to Tehran. Missiles continue on both sides, and go to Joel 3 again. NLT. Say to the nations far and wide, get ready for war. So it's time for war. Call out your best warriors, soldiers. Let all your fighting men advance for the attack. Hammer your plowshares into swords and pruning hooks into spears. Train your weaklings to be warriors. And that goes to the ones ultimately going to call in relating to second address 16 around 33, 34. War, that pertains to war, and also Isaiah 3 relating to we can get that real quick. I'll get that. Let me finish up reading this, because even the weak are going to be coming into the fight. That can go into the draft. The continuation of war from a long period of time. A conscription could be mandatory. That means people are going to be drafted, especially at a certain category age group, 18 and up. So some of them are not exactly the most military fit for relating to serving, man. So even a weak will have to fight, man. And that comes from all generation of category of background, man. So they're gonna be called to fight too, man. Because when war really goes down on a full scale, man, there will be a draft, man. They're gonna have a draft, and you're gonna have all denominations of people come in there. Some qualify or more fit for militarily, and others not. And that goes to the weak. So those weak, they're gonna have to be warriors to fight, man. Train even your weaklings to be warriors, so they're gonna be trained. Come quickly, all your nations everywhere. Gather together in the valley. Oh, now, Lord, call out your warriors, man. So your warriors are your soldiers, man. Your fighters, your soldiers, man. They'll be called to fight. They're gonna be called in a certain area to fight, man. Gather up your soldiers, man. Let the nations be called to arms. Let them march in the valley of Yahweh Shabbat, for he has judged. There I will sit. I, the Lord, will sit to pronounce judgment. So the Lord's going to pronounce and announce judgment on these nations, man, that are going to be gathered in a specific area, man. Swing the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come tread in the grapes and the winepress. So the grapes represents that blood being pressed. All that blood gushing out, man. The storage in the vats are overflowing. And with the wickedness of these people, thousands and thousands are waiting in the valley of decision, man. And it goes all these nations in the valley of decision, man. It's going to be gathered. The day of the Lord will soon arrive. That's why they're being gathered. Soon the moon, sun and moon will grow dark. The signs, fearful sights and signs from the heaven. Earth is going to be moving drunken to and fro out of its axis, moved out, relating to the earthquake, caused by what? The missiles, man. You know what I mean? The vibration, the intense vibration relating to, it's going to even move the earth out of its axis, man. Scripture talks about the first woe. The first woe has come, which means destruction. The first woe has come, and the second and third thereafter. The second woe is past, and the third woe coming quickly when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, like a travailing woman, That sudden is unexpected. So that sudden is going to be that unexpected that comes quickly, man. You have because people are not going to be prepared. That's why it's coming unexpectedly and sudden. That's the least from their mind what they think regarding, that ever happening. All right, the Lord's voice will roar in Zion and thunder of Jerusalem. And the heavens and earth will shake. But the Lord will be the refuge of his people and the strong fortress for the people of Israel. I would drive away these armies from the north, and I will send the parched wastelands. Those in the front will be driven into the Dead Sea, and those at the rear into the Mediterranean. And the stench and the rotten bodies will rise over the land. That's the dead bodies. Scripture talks about 10 shall fall, and that's on their left and right side, you know what I mean? And relating to the in second Ezra, talk about they should be like dung, you know what I mean? And that's how it's going to be, stinking, So it's going to be a lot of dead bodies. That's why they're gathering to that land, man. You know what I mean? Surely the Lord has done great things. Don't be afraid of the whole land. Be glad and now rejoice. For the Lord has done all these great things. And Scripture says, talking about the Lord has revenged you, even the prophets, relating to your enemy, man. You know what I mean? So go back to so most people they underestimate what's really going on in the Middle East, man. Most American citizens probably don't know or care less about what goes over there, as long as it don't affect here. But it's a continuation of that, relating to that over in the Middle East. Eventually, directly, indirectly, it will affect here, because certain things are gonna happen especially if it's prolonged, relating to this war. Because this is just something short relating to scriptures. There's a report here, Times of India, stay out. Putin's aid hints a Russia joining Iran-Israel war if Trump bombs Tehran's nukes. You know what I mean? So that's going to force these other nations to, whether they want to or not, to come in intervene, man. You know? That being said, this is something quick, real quick. Hope this helps relating to information. This is Zayah Wolf. That's Zayah Wolf.